Hello, welcome. I'm Tauni at Yoga 413. Thank you for joining me for this power yoga practice today. I think you're going to find it is best suited for those of you who have a regular yoga practice or at minimum have several yoga classes under your belt so that you are familiar with common poses and flows. As always, listen to your body. Let's simply just enjoy our time on the mat. So when you're ready, let's get started. We're going to begin in a child's pose. Knees wide, feet connected, lower to the mat. Softly close your eyes. Begin to turn your focus away from any happenings of the day and instead simply turn to your body and your breath. Begin to lengthen both the inhale and the exhale. I encourage you to take a moment and set a personal intention for your practice, your time on the mat. My goal for you is that this practice will leave you feeling stronger, healthier, more relaxed, and simply know that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Begin to lengthen your arms forward into extended child's pose. Drawing length into your spine, pressing into the hands. Begin to rise up, just draw the body forward any amount, and then come back into that extended child's pose. Again, inhale, rise, lift. Exhale, sink back. Again, inhale, rising up, and exhale back. This time, come forward, draw your knees in, and lower all the way down to the mat, bringing your forearms to the mat for Sphinx pose. Gazing forward, relaxing your shoulders. Coming out of the pose, taking the hands by the chest, lift into cobra. Just beginning to open up the front of the body, noticing the muscles in your back. Release back to the mat. Lift into cobra, but turn and look over your right shoulder and bend your right leg. Coming down. Lift and look to your left, bending the left leg. And release. Keeping your knees on the mat, press your arms straight to supported plank. Tuck the toes, lift your hips up, coming into downward facing dog. Gently pedal out your feet, alternate bending your knees. As we begin to open the body all down the back of the legs. And then settle into down dog. Begin to walk your hands backwards to your feet. Moving into ragdoll, cradling your elbows, hinging forward from the hips, begin to gently sway side to side. Finding stillness in the center. Gently turn the head side to side, forward and back. Let go of tension. Taking your hands to the shins, half lift, gaze forward. Exhale and fold. Again, inhale, lengthen your spine and fold. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, fold. Deeply bend the right knee, straighten the left. Take the left arm up for a standing twist. Releasing and switching sides, deeply bending the left, straighten the right. Take the right arm up and twist. Forward fold. Walk out to high plank. Shoulders over wrist, pressing back through the heels. Feel your strength. Coming into downward facing dog as you lift the hips. Look forward and step your feet to the top of your mat. Lengthen your back and fold. Inhale, rising up, high mountain. Floating your hands to your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale and fold. Lengthen the back, half lift, and fold. Stepping back to high plank. Shift forward on your toes, Chaturanga. Flipping the feet over, pressing your arms straight for up dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. So a gentle reminder, this is your practice. If Cobra works better for you today or knees to the mat, please take that. Honor how you're feeling today. Looking forward, step to the top of your mat and lengthen your back for half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rising up. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Breathe in, reach up. Forward fold. Lengthen and fold. Stepping to high plank. Shifting forward, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, eyes forward. Exhaling, down dog. As you inhale, look forward, step or float, feet to hands, lengthen your back, and fold. Inhale, rising up, bringing the hands to the heart center in that prayer position. One more time through our sun salutation. Forward fold. Lengthen and breathe in. Breathe out and fold. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. So let's just enjoy this movement or this practice. We get to move, we get to breathe. One more deep breath in and out. Bringing your feet back to the top of your mat to lengthen the spine. And fold. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head, stand tall, hands to the heart center. Sun salutation B, chair pose, Utkatasana. As you sit back, arms extend. Forward fold. Lengthen the spine, half lift. Step back to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Lifting the right leg, keeping the hips square, one leg dog. Bringing that foot forward as the back heel finds the mat. Warrior one. Bringing the hands to the mat, step back to high plank. Shift Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Lifting the left leg. Step forward. Warrior one. Taking the hands to the mat, high plank. Chaturanga. Shoulders, elbows drop into alignment. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Take a moment to simply breathe, check in, connect with that breath. One more time through, look forward, feet to hands, and fold. Inhale, rising up, high mountain. Hands to the heart center. Sit back into chair. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the spine, half lift. Step back, lower to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Lifting the right leg, hips square. Step forward as you drop the knee through the chest. High Virabhadrasana 1. Hands to the mat. Step back. Flowing through the half series. Or maybe you're choosing to go to down dog. Left leg lifts. Knee through chest to step forward. Warrior 1. Hands to the mat, high plank, and flow. So hopefully feeling warmer, a little looser. Breathe, smile. Coming forward into a high plank. Roll to your left side for side plank. High plank. Roll to the other side, to your right side, side plank. Find alignment through wrist, elbow, shoulder, all the way up. And then come back to high plank. Roll right back to that left side for side plank. We're adding on. We have a fun transition here. I want you to begin to lift the right leg. Find balance, then turn your eyes to the mat and pivot, step forward. High lunge, crescent lunge. Bring your hands to prayer at your hearts. Begin to lean forward, twisting prayer. So be mindful here of our hips. We want to try to keep them as level as we can. Squeeze those belly muscles for your twist. Again, turn your gaze, your drishti down to the mat as you extend the arms forward. Lift the back leg, balancing half moon. So you're welcome to stay, or maybe if you want to practice sugar cane, bending the knee, placing the foot into the hand. This is an option, it is your practice. Balancing half moon. Start to bend that right leg, step back for warrior 2. Steady your breath. Reverse warrior, right arm back, lengthen. Begin to lift into extended angle. We're going to come into an unsupported option today, so wrap that right arm around as you extend the left arm up or over the head. Begin to rise, moving into Sun Goddess, bending both knees, toes to the corners. Keep lengthening your arms. Bring your right arm up and left back behind you, extend, and come back to center. Switch sides, reach, and extend. Beautiful, stay low in those legs. So we work through our midsection. One more time, each side. Good. Hold here. Sink a little deeper for me, just a moment. Then rise up, toes turn forward, standing straddle. Begin to walk your hands through the legs underneath you. Bring the hands under the chest, turn your toes out. We're going to bend in Skandasana at the back of your mat. So bend into the left knee, hands to the heart center, or maybe you choose to extend. Some of you might choose to bind. We're going to release, turn to pivot to the back of your mat. Left leg is forward. Step back to high plank. Shift chaturanga, half series flow. Down dog. Coming back to that high plank. Roll to your right side, side plank. High plank. Roll to that other side. So find your strength, find your balance. Come back. Roll over to that right side. Get ready for that transition. As you begin to lift the left leg, eyes to the mat, pivot, step forward, come into that high lunge. Hands to heart center, lean forward and twist. Taking the hands to the mat, reach forward as you lift the back leg, open up, balancing half moon. Choose to stay, or maybe that sugar cane pose. Balancing half moon. Step back to warrior two. You're doing beautifully. Stick with me, connect to your breath, breathe. Reverse warrior. Extended, unsupported angle. So wrap that arm around the waist as you lean forward, lengthen and stretch. Try to find a long line from fingertip to heel. Five pointed stars. You extend the arms, toes turn out, sun pose. Back nice and straight. Let's start with that left arm up this time. Extend, reach, and up. Lateral bend, and up. Feel this strength, not only in your core, your midsection, but those legs as they stay bent and low. One more time on each side. Palms up, sink a little lower, maybe balance, lift your heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise up, standing straddle. Reach those arms underneath you. Or option is headstand if you want to come into that tripod headstand, lowering the head to the mat. And maybe headstand's not for you, maybe you just work on getting your knees to your triceps. Just a few more breaths. Practice. You can go to a wall if you wanted. Slowly start to work your way out of the pose. Toes turn to the corners. Bend into that right knee for Skandasana. How did you do? I always think yoga's just playtime. Extend the arms or add that bind. So you can always hit the pause button and play, and then join me when you're ready. Pivot back to the front of the mat. Step to that high plank, half series flow. Moving into that high plank, roll to your left side, side plank. Lift the top leg. We're just going to hold this time. We're not going to transition. Balance. Back to plank, roll to the other side. This is your last side plank. Take any variation here you'd like. Good. Release. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, move forward to that high plank. Bend your elbows, drop into chaturanga. Press all the way back up to down dog. 2 more times. So you could always choose to maybe stop in that plank. Last time. Beautiful job. Look forward and step to the top of your mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Hands to heart center. We're going to balance today in dancer pose. Begin by balancing on your left foot. We're going to serve the platter, grab the inside of the right foot, and lengthen into your pose. Back to mountain. Shake it out. Dancer pose on the other side. Helps if you actively press the foot into the hand, open up the front of the shoulder. Breathe. And mountain pose. Start to bend your knees. Extend the arms out in front of you, just parallel to the floor. Now lift your heels. We're going to come into a nice low chair. Nice and slow. Hold where you feel your muscles working, where we're not sitting here and relaxing. We're in a lifted position. Hold for 5, 4. Now start to lower hips to heels. Meet me on the mat. Meet me in boat pose. Come to low boat. And then knees to chest. We're going to revisit that again here in just a moment, but for now, take the feet to the floor, lift your hips up for a bridge pose, walk your shoulders together and down your back. Lower, bring your knees to your chest. So we're going to rock and roll and meet me back in that boat pose. So as always, you have a lot of options. So you are always welcome to stay here or go to low boat. You're always welcome to stay here. Or we're going to do some knee pulls today. We're going to lift back up and pull the right knee and back to low, come up to high, and then the opposite knee. Join me when you're ready, or stay in whatever boat variation works for you. Nice strong practice. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, woo, I lost that one, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to chest, beautiful job. Take the feet to the mat, hands to your sides. Lift the hips up into bridge pose. So again, you have options. You can stay here, you can bind your hands, or for those of you who want to practice wheel pose today, or maybe you just practice getting your hands down to the mat, elbows up, or press all the way up into wheel pose. Begin to lower down, knees to chest. Beautiful job. We're going to start to rock and roll again. Start to rock and roll. And then we're going to rock and roll to down dog. So lift up, cross the ankles, step or float. Downward facing dog. So we're going to start to move into some little bit longer holds here. Some deeper stretches, moving into pigeon pose on that right side. We're going to come into that reclining pigeon, extending the arms out, or resting pigeon, and rest. Begin to walk your hands back in, lifting the chest. Walking the hands back into this upright pigeon, then reaching back for that back foot, maybe finding balance. Some of you might choose to add your bind. There's a lot of options here, so take what works best for you. Just find that stretch in the quad. Hands to the mat, step back to down dog. Switching sides, bringing the left knee in, moving into a pigeon pose. So if you find you're always rolling over onto one side, a block under the hip is very helpful for that. Begin to lift the chest. And then bending that back leg and finding your pose. Taking the hands to the mat, this time we're going to swing those legs around. Extend them out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Reach those arms forward. We're going to start to roll down, so scoop the abs in. Let's bend the left knee, extend the right leg up. So here, I just want you to find a nice lengthening and opening in the hamstring and all down the back of the leg. Extend that left leg out to the mat and come into half happy baby. Taking the peace fingers around the big toe, draw the ankle down over the knee. Then moving into our spine twist, switching our grip, you can just keep the knee bent and drop it across, or if you want to practice that straight leg twist, any version of a twist that feels best for you today. Try to keep your shoulders down on the mat. Coming back onto your back, right foot to the floor, left leg extends up. Find that nice lengthening all down the back of the leg. Extending the right leg out to the mat, bending the left for half happy baby. And then moving into your spine twist. Let's bring both knees into the chest, hands to shins. Give yourself a little massage here on your back, just drawing some circles. And then pause and roll your ankles, a few circles in each direction. Taking the feet to the mat, drop the knees wide, reclining butterfly. And let's do some wrist circles as final release in all of our joints. And then extending the legs, arms at your sides. Again, softly close the eyes as we move into Shavasana, our final resting pose. I think one of the most important poses you can do in this busy life that we all tend to lead is to take a moment, quiet stillness. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Begin to gently awaken the body with some deep breaths and small movements. Maybe stretching the arms over the head. And softly bend the knees, roll to your side. Pausing here for just a moment. I want to leave you with a positive affirmation before I bring you up. And you may have heard this in some of my other classes as well. It's definitely one of my favorites. Put it on repeat in your head. It says, I am strong, I am beautiful, and I am capable. So whatever life throws at you today, put that on repeat and believe it. Help yourself up to have a seated position on your mat. I say it every time, but you did beautifully. I really appreciate you being here. Let's bring our hands to prayer at our hearts. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Have a blessed day. Again, thank you. If you enjoyed the class, I'd love to hear your comments, your feedback down below. Have a blessed day.